Welcome to another inspirational episode of Voices for Tibet. On this program, we try to capture the voices of people who love Tibet and support Tibetan culture. But one of the aims of the Tibetan Children's Education Foundation is that in some way we are able to give back something to the wonderful sponsors and donors who have been supporting our work for over 25 years. And from myself, at a personal level, I think that about the only way Tibetans can truly give back something is through our culture. I truly believe that we have a fantastic spiritual heritage, and I think that there are tenets in this culture that can truly benefit people all over the world. And so from that angle, today, I'm so happy that I have a really special Tibetan spiritual master with us to shed more light on Tibet and Tibetan culture. Rinpoche, Tulku Yeshi Rinpoche is the founder, director of the Heruka Institute in Seattle. He has very kindly consented to be with us on this Voices for Tibet program. Rinpoche, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate that you took the time to be with us. Can I begin this by requesting you to tell us a little bit about yourself and the Heruka Institute?
Tasidele, Kamala Tasidele. My name is Tulku Yeshi, people call Tulku Yeshi, and I originally came from Tibet. I was born in Eastern Tibet, we call Amdo, where His Holiness the Dalai Lama was born, and Lama Tsongkhapa was born also, Eastern Tibet, Amdo. And I spent like around 23-4 years in Tibet, and I joined the monastery life for 10 years and learned the Tibetan culture, philosophy, Buddhism, like astrology, medicine, poetry, history, a lot. And then I came to India, Nepal, and our small group crossed the Himalayas, I think around 17, 18 days. And then I live in Nepal, India for around 7 years and receive more Buddhist teaching from different masters from all the schools. And then I came to America, and I came to Seattle in 2002. And then I went to English school, I think around 2000, end 2007 or yeah, I think so, and 1.5 years. Also, that time I was busy for my meditation and writing books in the morning and afternoon. So only I went to school like evening class, 1.5 year, and then I learned English, with some sangha and by myself. And then I started to give teaching the Tibetan Buddhist, Buddhism and philosophy, culture, history, sometimes Tibetan language, and then me and some the Buddhist American Buddhist sangha, we founded the Heruka Institute. 2000, I think around 2000, I think 15, and without their help, it's never happened. So I'm so thankful for the American, the Western, the sangha, and I'm the teacher, the spiritual teacher in Heruka Institute, and last 5 years, I have like traveling around the world, different countries, and built different the branches, Heruka branches, and now we have around 14 or 15 small branches in different countries. And then since pandemic, I just give teachings online through Zoom and Skype. Yeah, and then people join from different countries because I don't, I cannot go. I couldn't go there. So through the Zoom, the teaching is going very well. And the main teaching is the loving kindness, compassion, cherishing others. Also, like self-liberation and self like confidence, open mind, open heart. Um, yeah, that's I'm doing here now.
Right, Rinpoche, and thank you for that introduction. Rinpoche is so interesting. You said you came into Seattle or into the United States in 2002. That's exactly the year I came to Montana also. So we've been here in the United States for about the same length of time. And then I was so impressed that now the Heruka Institute, which you founded, has now blossomed and it's flowering in 14, 15 different countries. So proud of you. But specifically for the Heruka that is in Seattle, Rinpoche, do you have some kind of a regular teaching? And if so, is it introductory Buddhism? I say this because most of the people listening to this are going to be folks in Montana. And so I wanted to give them a sense of what might be available through the Heruka Institute.
Yes, so now I give the teachings through Zoom. If anyone want to join the teaching, they can, have the link, the Heruka teacher. They can see from my Facebook. Also, Heruka Institute has a Facebook too. There's like a link and the ID, the Zoom ID. They can join. Mostly the time is 6 p.m. from the Seattle time, mostly. And then before pandemic, I have traveled and I have come to Montana, Helena, and we like have some small sangha, very lovely. So maybe after pandemic, I wish I can go to like Montana and also different places.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, and anyone has like a question about Tibetan Buddhism, philosophy, Tibetan culture, history. Also, people can email me or call me. And yeah, I'm always open and welcome everyone.
Right. Right, Rinpoche. Thank you for that. And I remember, Rinpoche, yourself coming to Helena, Montana. So grateful that I received your teaching. I remember receiving empowerment. So, Rinpoche, you are truly my teacher. Grateful for that. And as a teacher today, I wanted to ask you these questions, which I think might benefit TCF supporters, sponsors, or anyone who's listening. And that is at the core of our spiritual culture, I always feel is the practice of compassion. And then also shenjenze or altruism, not living and focusing so much on yourself, but trying to think and, do something for the welfare of all sentient beings. And so it is something that I've been thinking about. I even wrote a little piece about it. And that is why today, Rinpoche, with folded hands, I wanted you to explain how the practice of compassion and altruism can truly bless the lives of ordinary folks living here.
Thank you, Kamala. This is a very important question. I always think about, why the Buddha Shakyamuni, why the Gautama Buddha, found new religion. Even though his time there were like thousands of different religions already there. Why he had this idea? I think because he saw the people need like kind of like a more compassion, and not only more compassion, the sentient beings need new way to observe or share the compassion to each other. A different way, a very like a simple, wise, and easy and like reasonable the way to help each other and share the loving kindness, compassion, and experience altruism and cherishing others, because since we was born, our life totally depends others' help.
Yes,
Okay?
absolutely.
Totally. No matter you're a human being or animal, or even like mosquitoes, elephant, tiger, bird, fish, doesn't matter. So your life is totally depends other sentient beings, and we say five elements. Okay, the air, the space, water, like earth. So also your life depends those elements too. So we must, help each other. We must take care each other, and we must understand each other, and we must like be patient each other, and we must, open the door each other, no matter which kind of circumstances or situations or time or place. But since you woke up until you go to sleep, your life depends others, or each in our life, depends each other. Even
Yes.
when you sleeping, your life is your beautiful sleeping is also depends others protection. So like you must have a comfortable house or shelter somewhere, and you must have security, the protection, and nobody harms you.
Yes.
Even like your windows, doors, you must make sure there's no snake inside or no mosquitoes coming. That means, look, you're sleeping, your beautiful sleeping is also depends on the windows, the comfortable beds. So this man is our life totally depends others. So that's why we must respect others, and as much as help others, because help others means that means help yourself. Uh, we like a reflection. So, the compassion itself has amazing reflection, or like we call karma. Karma, yeah. No, like if you help others, naturally they want to help you. If you love others, naturally they love you. Doesn't matter it's human or dog or cat or cow or sheep. Doesn't matter. If you love them, they love you.
Mm.
It's very clear, very true, very true. Doesn't matter you believe animals have a soul or consciousness or not. We can see if you love them, they love you.
Right.
Yeah,
Truly.
that's
Right.
why in our life, compassion and like altruism, cherishing others, very important.
So important. That's right. And which is, see, in this modern sort of life where there's so much marketing, where there's so much of selling, I myself have heard ads where it says, you pamper yourself, love yourself. And I understand it from a certain point of view, like if suppose somebody's suffering from low self-esteem or something like that. But otherwise, I almost feel like our Tibetan thought is that too much of focus on yourself and not caring about others is not good. Our thought is this, that if you care and love others, or altruism, then, like you said, the reflection of compassion, the seeds are always good. So can you talk a little bit about, really honestly, how acts of kindness, doing little things for the friends and families that is around you, how can those little acts of kindness bring happiness back to yourself? Can you speak a little bit about that, Rinpoche?
Yes. uh, within Buddhism, we have different vehicles. We call Hinayana or Theravada and Mahayana and Vajrayana. And generally, um, there's like we have levels. First, we like pay attention a little bit more ourselves, okay? Ourself, like there's the we call self-liberation or self-Buddha. If you want to help others, first you should become liberated from the suffering and sickness, okay? Then you can help others. That's more the Theravadas, the viewpoint, okay? The main practice, self-liberate, self-energy, something like that. I think nothing is wrong there. Nothing wrong there. If you want, like you, Kamala, and like myself, if we want to help others, first we should be healthy person, happy person, smiling. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
It's very important. So it's nothing wrong. But if you like pay attention too much on yourself, and you kind of going to lose like pay attention others, you're going to forget others' happiness and others' suffering. Okay, only like think about yourself. There's no space for think others. That's totally, I can say, dangerous. It's not. That's not really good. And like maybe half and half. Okay, half and half. We like you can. Pay attention, you can work for yourself happiness, and for your like renew yourself energy, and then after yourself become energetic, happy, strong, rich, educated, then what? Help others. Help others, because now you have the ability. Yeah, you have a lot of things, positive things, so you can help others very easily, continually, energetically. So we're not against like a self-liberation or like working for self, but working for only self is not good, because you cannot survive by yourself. Your life is totally, already I mentioned, depends others. Like make money, okay? Doesn't matter you make a lot of money or little money. After you got the money, you should spend the money. You should use the credit card or debit card. You cannot eat your credit card. You cannot drink your debit card. You should use the card or the cash, even cash. You should, if you're so cold, what you can, and you have a lot of cash, you cannot burn cash, okay? You should buy firewood, and then you can make a fire. That means doesn't matter you have a lot of money or little money, your life depends others. Yes. If you go to shopping, that means you help those local business. So there's like a connection between you and others. If you respect this connection, or you think this the connection, then automatically altruism, or the thought of cherishing others is arising naturally.
Right, Rinpoche. I like that. I like your 50-50 idea. Love yourself a little bit, and then but don't get fully engrossed in yourself. I like that. And I also like I really like that thought about if you accumulate wealth or something, don't forget to spend it also. So those are good thoughts. But Rinpoche, one of the problems, let's say it's a personal problem, and I think many people also face the same, is that we do know concepts like impermanence or compassion, or even altruism. We know it, but we really don't know it deep enough in other words, it's not internalized. We know it only at a superficial level. So, and I think the answer is that how do we internalize is through meditation and through reflection, and the practice of mindfulness. And especially in this time when people are suffering in the pandemic, there's a lot of loneliness, there's a lot of frustration. Rinpoche, can you explain how meditation and mindfulness can help us to internalize key values like compassion and altruism? And also, how can these mental exercises help us to cope with the pandemic and all the problems that we are facing today?
Thank you, Kamala. Ask this. I'm not sure we can solve all problems through meditating, okay?
Okay.
But yes, some of them, yes, we can solve those some problems through our meditation, because there's thousands of different meditations, but some meditation are so like useful. Like I teach, recently I teach 16 breathe meditation, 16 breathe meditations, and one by one is so easy and simple, because through these breathing meditations you can find that your true, how to say, yourself, okay, yourself, and you can find your very, very peaceful mind, and you can find the nature of yourself, and also you can find the nature of all phenomena is impermanent, changeable, always change. Like this time people are kind of like a stack. So people, the very, life kind of like boring. So it's like a sad. You cannot go outside. Also, you cannot go inside your loved ones, house or place. But when you meditate on the impermanent, and when you look through the detail happiness or the suffering, who experience suffering and happiness? Your mind, only mind experience. Where is the mind? Within you. What is the mind? When you look around your body, you cannot find your mind who experience, but something experience both suffering and happiness. But the nature of mind is totally emptiness, 100%.
Right.
Religiously, scientifically, 100% emptiness. Okay, totally emptiness. Nobody can find, but still there's something, experiences happiness and suffering. And then through this deeper meditation, we look also the nature of happiness and nature of suffering both. They are also emptiness. So when you found these three emptinesses, okay, the nature of mind is emptiness. The nature of happiness is also emptiness. Nature of suffering is also emptiness. Emptiness means there's no suffering, right, no happiness.
Right.
When you, realized this kind of realization, that's what we call the nirvana.
Right.
Yes. So until that level, we should meditate. We should meditate. Doesn't matter you believe Buddha or God, it totally doesn't matter. But yeah, you don't want suffering. You want more happiness. Yeah?
True.
So, equally, so that's why this kind of meditation help a lot. If you can, your mind can go very, very deep, subtle level. There only the peace, joyful, nothing. There's no suffering.
Right. But you see, some of that talk may have gone over my head. It may have gone over some of my viewers' head. But the basic fact that meditation can truly sort of help us in a day-to-day life, that for me is very encouraging. Specifically, Rinpoche, I'm going to circle back to this one point of us being in this pandemic. And I know the vaccinations are coming, so, there is some reasons for optimism. But I truly feel that this is a difficult time for many people. They are all cooped up, they're lonely, they're frustrated. As a practicing Buddhist, what are some of the things that can truly help them to cope during this difficult time?
From the Buddhist point of view, like a pandemic, loneliness, already who knows the little bit deeper the Buddhist philosophy, all beings, doesn't matter humans, animals, you everyone born by alone. You're alone. Yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Even like how to say sema like
Hagomaso.
sema probably yam
Are they twins?
twins, exactly. Even twins. So you have separate body, you have separate consciousness. Okay. So like 99.9 people, look, we born just alone. Since you born, you're alone. Doesn't matter you're married or doesn't matter you have a husband, a wife, children, parent, but yourself, you're alone. Just one body, one mind, two eyes, two ears, mouth. Look, look. So that means your entire life, you're alone. You're alone. Only you experience your happiness. Only you experience your suffering. Look. So if you can think this the reality, if you believe this reality, the result doesn't matter. Someone with you, or you're just alone. It's totally same. Okay, totally same. Totally the same. Like like you're walking somewhere, or you're in an airplane, or you're driving a car. You experience only your view, your thoughts, your life. Okay, so you must think like that, and also not only this one like a one-time pandemic or one-time this kind of disease, we must go through so many different like levels of suffering and happiness in our life.
Yes.
Well, we can see this, this is our life. This is our. We have no idea. After this like coronavirus, we have no idea which which kind of disease coming. Again.
Right.
So this we call the circle of life: suffering, happy, liberation. Like we must be strong. We must be strong.
Right, Rinpoche. Thank you so much. I'm such a family person surrounded by all my daughters and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and hold on to that thought of everyone being, who they are and not taking all the suffering too seriously, if that's the message that I got from you. But Rinpoche, I'm going to then finally come back to this part about the program being the voice for Tibet. My hope in the presentation for the Tibetan Children Foundation is that through these video presentations, Tibetan culture finds some voice and finds some support. Rinpoche, especially for you, and I know you have wonderful Sangha, people who love you, support you. Can you explain to them how they can support Tibetan culture at this point of time in history when it is facing so many challenges and problems?
Tibetan culture is a very, very, wise, deep, beautiful, and very useful. So this is not only for Tibetans, for like all beings. I can say for all beings, and especially, I can say the essence of Tibetan, culture is altruism.
Yes.
Cherishing others, not only like writing and reading. Okay, not only dance or some chanting something. The inner peace. So as much as a Tibetan, where this culture or altruism, this philosophy came from, Tibetan, the Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism, and the 1,000 years Tibetan heritage, okay, come from a generation to generation, before Buddhism and after Buddhism. And now, where is Tibetan Buddhism? It's within Tibetan like a language also, within people's heart and in mind also. It's on the Tibetan language, write and reader system. So as much as the Tibetans can write and read in Tibetan language, as much as Tibetans can practice this beautiful the religion, there's a hope. There's a hope. So if anyone want to help Tibetans in Tibet, Tibetans in Nepal, India, Tibetans also in the West. So Tibetan like Children's Education Foundation, yeah? Yeah, you can help many ways. You can go to Tibet or India, Nepal, where's the Tibetans, or you can help where's the Tibetan associations in the Western countries, yeah? And where's the Tibetan foundations, so physically and financially and your education, there's many ways to help the Tibetans and Tibetan culture, and especially Tibetan the seniors and the Tibetan the children, also the Tibetan the student adults or teenagers who's in college and universities. Yeah, that's I think about.
Right, Rinpoche. Thank you. Thank you again for that special plug for all Tibetans. And then Rinpoche, thank you from my heart for coming to the program. Thank you for us for leaving the comfort of Tibetan and speaking to us in English for the circle of our TCF sponsors and donors for whom I'm basically making this video. Your words of wisdom on compassion, altruism, I know that it will benefit us all. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Kamala, having me here. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And the supporters of Tibetan Children's Foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then I also wanted to make this final plea. I wanted to say that we are going to try and bring more Tibetan content, more cultural content, even if it might not all be teachings and Buddhism, even this aspect of Buddhism that we present, my hope and my aim will always be to present it from a secular perspective so that the underlying principles benefit us all. But in the coming days, we truly hope to bring in more Tibetan cultural content